and welcome to another Wolftime game video. Today we are back in Star Wars Legion finally. Got some of these Super Battle Droids to paint. I've wanted these for so long. This is such an easy paint scheme as well. I've played around a little bit with them and I found a really simple way to get these looking absolutely fantastic and on the tabletop as soon as possible. If you're here for the giveaway, make sure you do stick around till the end of the video. The winners will be announced right at the end after we've done this painting. Before we do get started on that painting though, as usual, let's get that kettle on. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, as usual, is give your minis a really good base coat. I've actually used a black base coat in this instance from Games Workshop called Chaos Black. It's an ideal colour to go with as a really good base coat for what we're about to do, which is give these minis a really good dry brush of lead belcher over the whole thing. Now, I could have done this by spray painting grey sear, then going with a contrast black Templar as we have been doing in the past, and then dry brushing over the top. But there's a lot of work just to get the exact same effect. So I had a can of black primer and we went straight in with that, and then we dry brushing over the whole mini. If you haven't dry brushed before, essentially you get a really wide bristle brush, wipe off the majority of the paint off the brush onto like a piece of kitchen roll or tissue, and then go at the mini with that. And what it does, it just picks up the raised areas that you can see over the whole miniature. All the sunken areas stay black essentially, so it kind of works really well when you're just wanting to add shading to the miniature, especially when it comes to like silvers, or if you're covering the whole thing straight off the bat. It's a really good way to get a really good looking paint job without very much effort really. The next thing I'm going to do is pick out a couple of little details just around the mini with a few different colours. I'm going to start with Altdorf Guard Blue. Now this is like kind of like a mid blue, and all I'm doing is picking out one of the miniatures, which is the one you can see here who's pointing, that I've sort of designated the squad leader. I'm just painting the top of his head and just the raised area just above like his sort of abs, his midriff, just so he stands out as the squad commander. The rest of them I'm not going to actually add this blue detail to. It's purely just this miniature, so it just stand out compared to the rest really, so you know which one you're moving in your move phase. The next thing I'm going to do is paint the lens with a red paint. Now I've gone with a really bright red paint called Evil Sun Scarlet, and all I've done is get a very small brush, as you can see, and just done a dot of red just in the center area, so it leaves that outside dark, so it looks like it's glowing, and it looks really effective when you do that as well. The next small detail I'm going to pick out is just the weapons on the sort of arms. You've got built-in weapons on each of these minis, and I'm using Pink Horror, which is a pink layer paint, just to pick out these. And you can see I've just shown you a couple of examples on two of them there. You've got a few different barrel options dependent on which weapon you choose, but essentially I'm going on each one of those and painting it pink, just so it looks like the metal's starting to wear a little bit, and it'll all blend together a little bit later, as you'll see. Now what we're going to do is go over the whole miniature with a shade paint. Now you're probably wondering why I'm using a shade when I've dry brushed, but this really does dull the metal work down really nicely and blend the whole miniature together. You really do need to try and avoid the areas that you've actually put a little bit of the brighter paint on, though I did go over the blue areas on the squad leader that you saw me paint earlier. Now there is a main area or a couple of areas that I'm actually not painting with this Null Oil shade, which is the ab area, that midriff, and also just around the working parts, sort of in his crotch area as well, which I'm going to go at with a different shade colour, because what this will do, this will give two different kind of metal effects, and it'll look really effective when it's completely dry. But yeah, the first coat, the first shade we've used is the Nuln Oil. Now I'm going in there with the Agrax Earthshade, and you can see I've concentrating on that midriff, as I've previously mentioned, and just around that crotch area as well. Really quick, effective way to get two different shades of metal. Now, as you can see here, what I'm also doing is going around the Mini and just picking out some of the deep recesses, especially around that top piece of armour, because what it'll do, it'll add an extra level of shading on there that'll look really good when the whole miniature's all dry, because you'll have a few different areas of shading and a few different areas of or colours on the actual metalwork as well, without too much variation. And essentially that's the miniature with all the paint done. So we now moved on to the basing. Now I've gone with a technical paint called Martian Iron Earth. Now what you do is just put this on the Mini really thick. You can see I'm going very thick all around that base area, and as it dries it cracks, so it really does look like dried out Martian Iron Earth. You can see here, I think it looks really effective when this is on actually down on the Mini, but what I want to do is just add that little extra detail. So we've grabbed some of these Alien Fire tufts, they're 6mm tufts, like a bright orange colour, and I'm just sticking those onto the base as well. This really does add an extra detail to the Mini. It makes it more lifelike, and it looks absolutely fantastic when it's on the table all complete. As you can see here, that's the complete squad now done. Very minimal effort. I mean, we've used about 8 paints, 9 if you include the base spray, and you paint a black paint around the rims, which you may want to do just to tidy up that Martian Iron Earth afterwards. So I mean, that's virtually nothing at all. The different colours that they're actually gone on there, they're only very small details, so you can see that you get a really effective paint scheme mainly by just using silver and just using that dry brush technique with a few shades. I know those reds and the pinks and the blues do add that little bit extra as well, and of course the basic material, but I'm really pleased with how these have turned out. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed watching that video as much as I enjoyed making it, but now we've got the winners for the summer giveaway. It's a really great giveaway. I've really enjoyed reading all the comments on the video over the past few weeks. Thanks so much for all the love you're giving the channel. But without further ado, the two winning comments are shown on screen now. So we've got Smug Amoeba is the winner of the Gaunt's Ghost box set, brand new Gaunt's Ghost box set, all nice and sealed. And Tim Jansen has won the ARC Troopers, apparently for his birthday present for his brother as well, which I think is absolutely fantastic. If you both get in touch with me on the email on the screen now, I'll get those in the post to you as soon as possible. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for taking part. Really enjoyed watching the comments, as I say. Make sure you do stick around as well for lots of future content, including some more giveaways in the future as well. Again, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.